Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. And y'all, I'm super excited. So today we are looking at the currency pair GBP, JPY, or GJ, right? This is the charts are the same. That's what I love about trading. The charts are basically the same. It's just the different, platform and currency, crypto, stocks, options, all of it. To me, the charts are the same. And yeah, so this we I drew a trend line or channels. Or this is a channel basically, and y'all, I'm just trying to explain it the way that I see it. Let me go ahead and give my disclaimer first. Let's go ahead and get that out. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and the stock market is just one of those avenues, right? So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. So we are again looking at GJ, and I drew a channel. And the reason for drawing the channel is because, as you can see, the stock has been trending up. It's been going up. It's making higher highs and higher lows, right? So that's another way to decide to determine if you're in trading in that channel. See, we started here, hit a low of 191.62 or 63, depending on how you see it. And it started trending to the upside. So as you can see, it hit this line, came down, tested this line at the bottom here, went back up almost to that line, only to come back down. So that's what means we're trading in a channel. We're trading in a zone. We're going up, but these are our highs and this is our low, and it's within these two red lines here. And that's something to be mindful of, right? So if price when price came up to this 192.60, which we did hit a new high, make a new high, we are trending up, we're going up, making higher highs. It came up to this area only to come and get rejected and come back down. Now, is this 5 EMA going to be support for us, or are we going to come back down to this 20 EMA, which is right there at the bottom of this line? So I always say, right, buy off support and or resistance. So if you are a scalper, it would have been a quick move, maybe a smaller move depending on your lot size, right? So you could have bought off of this rejection here to bring it back to the downside here, knowing that you could have trouble here, which I always ask at this 5 EMA, where am I going to have trouble? I use the exact same setup in Forex as I do with options. I keep all of my moving averages. I keep the exact same thing. And I just, again, it's just using a different platform and how a different method as to how you make your trades or execute your trades. So right now we are under the 5 EMA. Are we going to come down and test this 20 EMA? That is possible. And it is forming. And again, this is the 5-minute chart. It is doable. It is possible. It is coming, it's under the 5 EMA. However, we can break through that. It needs to, and one of the things about your candles, you want to make sure that you wait on your candles to close, because just when it looked like it can do something, it could very well show us, no, that's not what I'm going to do. And is this going to form a double bottom here? That's something to be mindful of, because if it does, that means we're going to go back up here and bounce from here. So my concern would be if we break above this trend line. So that means we have broke out of structure. That means we've broken past the trend line the channel. It's broken out of the channel. So this line here will be my resistance at that time. Right now, it will be my support. Let me rephrase that. If we break through this line, the red line, the top of this red line, if we break through it, it is now our resistance. The breaking through and closing above it makes it our support. And then we will make another line for resistance. And I always tell people with trading, if you can identify your support and your resistance, you can basically trade anything. And sometimes I have to break that on a smaller time or smaller zone. If I use my moving averages, I'll use my 5, and maybe on another time frame I'll use the 20, and I can say, it's trading between the 5 and the 20, and right now that's my support and my resistance, and that's the easier way for me to explain it to you. So right now we are still holding on this 5 EMA, slightly above the 5 EMA. It looks like it's trying to create a double bottom and take us back to the upside. So again, we are trading in this channel. We are trading in this zone. And can we make trades in this area? You very well can, but you have to execute them right. You have to get in at the right time and out at the right time. And I'm a scalper, so I look for opportunities to go in and scalp the market. That means I go in and make smaller profit, but I know how to go in and get out So, and it's not about how many trades you take or anything like that. It's making sure that you get in at the right time and out at the right time. So this is how I see the channel, as support and resistance. Once it hit the top of the line or get to this top line, I will look to take it back to the downside. Once it get to the downside, I will look to try to bounce and take it back to the upside. And I can do that based on it has created a trend. It's created a channel. And if you look at your MACD, it does the same thing. The MACD crossing is, for me, is an entry for trades. So my MACD crossing would have been an entry, and then it comes down, that it just following the MACD. I should not be to the upside if my MACD is already flattened and giving me a signal that it's getting ready to turn and come back to the downside. Again, my MACD flattened, gave me a signal and crossed here back to the upside, only to give me a signal, we're getting ready to come back to the downside. So it's like riding a wave, in my opinion. If you look at the 5 EMA, you can, which is this blue line here, you can actually see the wave. You see how it goes up only to come down, only to come up, back down again. So we are basically riding the wave up, riding the wave down, and we are trading in this channel. And the top of the channel is our resistance. The bottom of the channel is our support. Can we trade this way? We can. I say that often, but you just have to be able to pay attention to what your candles are doing and making sure that you go in at the right time and out at the right time. So y'all, I hope this video is very, very helpful. I'm going to look at this at a smaller time frame and a bigger time frame, just so that we can see. So this would be see how we move sideways, or we create, it's up and down here, right? But it was more of a sideways up and down. This is a trending up, because we're making the higher highs and the higher lows. So you'll have to definitely make sure you pay attention to that. Are we going sideways, or are we trending or trading within this channel here? That's something to think about, or something to always pay attention to. And if you are a visual learner like I am, my eye immediately goes to this up and down and realize that we're going up, we're making higher highs and higher lows. So on a higher time frame, I just want to see visually how it looks. And if you look at it here on this 30-minute, we broke out, GJ broke out of this gathering spot, is what I would like to say, only to start trending to the upside. And as you can see, it's making higher highs and higher lows, and it tested that line. It's trading within this zone, within this channel. So I'm going to see, normally I look at the 2-minute. I like to really look at it on the 5-minute, but on the 2-minute, let's see how we would see this channel. And on the 2-minute, of course, we see a lot of activity, right? Because it's on a 2-minute, a smaller time frame, you're going to see more candles. But if you look at it, we can see the wave. The blue line is what we're focusing on, because it's so many other things, right? So on the blue line, it came up only to come down. It went up, came down, and as you can see, it's just like going up a mountain. We are climbing up the mountain slowly, but we're getting up the mountain as if we're looking at it on a smaller time frame, right? So y'all, again, pay attention to your areas of, if you need to draw the trend lines or draw the channels, because sometimes I catch myself drawing just one line, which will be the trend line, right? It's making higher highs and higher lows. I would draw this line, and if it breaks the trend, that means if it breaks under my support area, which is my bottom line here, I will trade this to the downside, because it has broken market structure, or it has broken the trend. It's shown me that it's no longer trading in this trend, and it could come down and test under this line just a little bit. You have to wait on the candle to close, and then wait on the next candle to make sure that that's confirmation, before I say, oh, I'm going to start trading this to the downside. Because sometimes they like to play, trick you, is what I like to say, into thinking that it's going to come down. Just like this one, it came down, and it could have very well came down to this and bounced back to the upside. So it's always better to wait on a second confirmation, or sometimes a third confirmation, as to why you're doing what you're doing, because sometimes that one is not it could trick you. Yeah, and always remember, y'all, this is chess and not checkers. There's always somebody on the opposite side of your trade that's trying to outsmart you or outthink you or think that you're going to do this. So, that's something to be mindful of. So again, this is how I see trading a channel or a trend line, because a channel is basically two trend lines. We have one on the top, which is here, our resistance, and one on the bottom, which is our support. Again, in my opinion, trading is nothing but trading, looking at support and resistance. Where am I going to have trouble? This is the top, this is my resistance, this is the bottom, this is my support. And yeah, so again, I hope this video is very, very helpful, y'all. So I use the same technique with Forex as I do with options, and it's, to me, the charts are the same. So I hope this video is very, very helpful, y'all. And yeah, I hope this video is very, very helpful, y'all. I say that often because I get excited about, being able to help others and show others how I see things, which is sometimes a little bit different. But yeah, we're all different in our own way. So I hope that everyone have an awesome day today. And I always like to leave you with this: be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.